Yo, what's up? No intro today. Lock in. So after the events of season 2, the White Clad are backed into a corner, and because these boys are the definition of OP, they completely take over the church. And when I say take over, I mean like they brainwash the minister immediately. You remember this bitch with the electric mind control powers? She's been on an absolute generational run, indoctrinating people back to back, and her last stop is Captain Burns himself, the absolute goat of goats in his verse. And I don't know, gang might even have more spiritual pressure than Escanor. That's a hot take. Shuddy uses her mind control powers on Captain, and these brainwashing abilities have to be straight broken because she flips this nigga's entire religious faith in the span of like a 10-second conversation. They got my goat on his knees in prayer. This is a truly dark day, but I'm not on cap. If I was to look up and see literal God staring me directly in the face, okay, fuck it. I mean, but this means they've gained control of the entire church, and by extension, all fire force departments. And the first thing these slimy ass niggas do is lock Captain Obi up. The rest of the team escapes in time for them not to get thrown in the pen. And while Yami is still getting Husky in his prison cell, Department 8 is linking up with Joker to devise a plan to get Obi back. And this is where we meet my favorite new character of this season, Gold Mommy. Have no clue what her name is, it's nowhere in my script. But when I tell you the first reveal of this character, it summoned the dog out of me. The team has split up, with Joker and Shinra going to rescue Captain Obi, with the rest of the team having to deal with my golden baddie, as she was just waiting near a wall because she's tapped in for real. And when they pull up, there's 3 niggas standing there, so they think it's about to be like a legendary scrap. But their code of honor prevents them from jumping on some real Saiyan shit. So Shorty has to 1v6 Department 8, and the sheer aura that she's emitting right now has these niggas shaking. Lucky Lore goes for some attacks, but she slips all of that shit. Not a single connection in sight. But in reality, she was just trying to act as a distraction for the lieutenant to get a couple rounds off at her medulla. And just as they're about to hit, they stop in midair and sends every single last bullet back at Tamaki's face. And she better be damn lucky she put all her stat points into evasion. Maki tries to hop in to help, but she doesn't do anything. And Gold Mommy just throws those shits back like mortar shells. Shuddy got the battlefield looking like trench warfare. These boys are on lockdown. She's reading them like a fortune cookie. And they can't even attempt to counter because they don't understand her ability. But I would say they're relatively in less danger than Shinra and Joker, who around this time get to where Captain Obi is being crucified and Captain Burns is 10 toes down on turning Obi into an infernal. Even the thought of swaying such unshakable conviction is laughable. Bro is willing to die for some evangelist booty. Shit, I might convert. But he makes it pretty clear if they want Obi back, they're gonna have to box for him. So Shinra charges up a kick and lands that shit pretty clean. And Burns doesn't even move an inch. Just swats this nigga away like a fucking fly. Nah gang, pack it up, you're cooked. He had bro actually rolling for yards. Comical. And like they trying to go kick for kick, Joker hops in with some shit. Of course, Burns clean dodges it, and they both mutually said fuck the fire for a second and started boxing. But because they can't handle her one, Shinra has to third party. Yet somehow they both end up getting embarrassed. Look at their fucking face. Their spirits are broken. They're shocked. But they do not have time to react, because Burns drops a nuclear bomb on their heads. And shit is truly looking desperate for their dynamic duo. Only to find out that he didn't even kick it into the first gear, and just now decided to kick it to stage 1. Nigga, they couldn't handle him below his weakest form. How are they gonna make it out of this alive? And you know shit is horrible because Shinra is cheesing. So while they're realizing how fucked they are, as they try to defend her volley of attacks, and she just keeps snatching their weapons and beating their ass with them. So eventually the scientist on the team figures out that her power works through magnetism by heating up the atoms and the ions and blah 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 blah. And with this knowledge, they devise a winning strategy. So the plan is to have this useless character that I completely forgot existed be actually useful by using her tentacles to counter the magnetic field. Now, because her tentacles are big as fuck, they can hide behind them, and they use the cover to superheat a bunch of iron on Tatsuki's ass. And in the middle of the conflict, they gotta take off their pants because she's controlling their belt buckles. So Tatsuki just runs at that bitch with an ass full of iron and just smears it all over her gauntlet, completely neutralizing the magnetic field she surrounded herself with, leaving her open to the cleanest headshot I've seen yet. And with that, Golden Mommy is no longer with us. But don't forget, there's two other niggas standing right behind her. And this whirlwind nigga controls steam. He's standing on business. He's really talking about slaughtering these people. And I would have believed him if Arthur didn't turn him into a fraud the minute he walked in the frame. Gang got straight speed blitzed. Absolutely diffed. And back over on Sheena and Joker's side, Burns is heating the fuck up, but they take a little bit to chat while Obi is getting infected with this demon STD. But Yami is on so much trend that the insects can't even penetrate his skin. The lieutenant sees him from the ground and goes, "Oh, this must be Protocol 9. And the entire team starts glazing Obi. Bro, Arthur said that his muscles are thick, bro. They're over here calling this nigga Oil King. He's just up there putting on a Mr. Olympian show. But Captain Burns like, fuck that muscular ass nigga. He's gonna run out of strength at some point. And this is where I'm gonna squeeze in the fight with Arthur, because I think this is the hypest fight so far. So after Arthur put that steam nigga on a t-shirt, when the third guy was walking up to, come take his place, they feel a dragonic spiritual pressure wash across the battlefield. You see, this husky nigga pulls up named Dragon, and Arthur hears anything related to knighthood and starts getting burned. So he tells everybody to stand back. This is night business. Dragon tells these niggas they're cooked and blows gently in their direction, leading everyone but Arthur to outright collapse. And they start gassing each other's delusions immediately. Like, Dragon is really matching Arthur's mental freak right now. So with Arthur being so stimulated from this battle, he upgrades his Excalibur to Dragon Slayer. And this shit is hype as fuck. That shit is hard. He dashes at this nigga and goes for this big ass explosion attack and hits that shit. Looks away from the explosions, all cool, but this nigga's named Dragon for a reason. And homie gets bitch slapped in the next week. Now he cushions his fall by cutting off a chunk of wall and then decelerating it before he drops. That shit is high level tech. I would have never thought of that shit. Arthur is shaking because he knows he's fucking cooked. But cowardice is not how a knight reacts to danger. Dragon is only there to be slain. He tries to tap in. All of his attacks land, he's slipping everything, yet getting absolutely no damage off. Maki catches the lieutenant staring at his gun and asks why he hasn't shot a couple rounds for backup already. And he's like, nigga, I already did. He ate all of them. They're bullets. This is a switch. How did he? So confirming that the rest of the team would be absolutely useless against bro anyway. Now, all the attacks that Arthur has landed have been getting healed with this hardening scale thing that starts to cut him. And over time, they start to realize, oh, this nigga can turn into an infernal at will. And he turns his arm into whatever the fuck this is and minks him across the arena yet again. But Arthur gets up on some new shit. Now he's locked in. And Dragon decides to test his shit with a little blast shot, which Arthur manifested an entire plasma cape to block. And I gotta say, this new addition to the drip is clean as hell. And with all that power flowing through his body, he takes one good shot at Dragon, but gets fucking countered and ends up bleeding on the floor with Excalibur destroyed, shattered into pieces. Hopefully, unlike Obi, who's still flexing off the mosquitoes, but Shinra and Joker go for a counterattack. Joker hits this nigga with a full house, and Burns doesn't even intend to slip it. He's not slipping nothing. So when Shinra goes for this big ass fire kick again, he doesn't intend to dodge, leading to them both being pile drive through, I don't know, that's like 8 floors? Yet again, without his hair even being a little frizzy. Yeah, they're cooked. If you made it to the end of the video, you might as well subscribe. It is free, and it supports the channel. That would be much appreciated. Link in the description to the Twitch. Come over, we just started playing Schedule 1. And I'm kinda catching a vibe. And that's about it. That in a tutorial. Obi absolutely sucker punching random citizens now. Yo gang. Bitch assing. Fuck ass. Bitch.